Good evening, everyone. Firstly, on behalf of me and my wife, thank you all so much for coming, especially the people who've taken the time to travel. It's been amazing. I'd also like to say a big thank you to the bridesmaids. I'm sure Erin couldn't have navigated today without your help. So thank you so much for being such a special part of today. You all look amazing and you mean so much to me and Erin. Now, the groomsmen. Thank you for helping me scrub up, stay calm-ish, and for guiding me through today so I can marry the love of my life. I couldn't have done it without you, so thank you. Finally, Jez. From the day Erin told me I was meeting you, I was both looking forward to it and absolutely bricking it. Luckily for me, you seem to think I'm all right, so I've managed to stay on your good side. But ever since that first day, you've treated me like family, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for being the celebrant today. You are amazing. So everyone, please join me in a quick round of applause for Jez for his part in today, because it wouldn't have been the same without him. I just want to speak a little about Erin's family. From the day I met every single one of you, and there's a lot of you, you welcomed me in with open arms and treated me like part of the family. I was always included in creating amazing memories with you all, from the family day at the beach with Erin's mum, Paul, and the kids, to Sunday dinners at the bungalow with Erin's dad, grandma, and granddad, as well as Christmases at Helen and Liam's with all the other family members, and tea round at Cindy and Matthew's, where I often ate far too much. I couldn't have asked for a better family welcome. You've raised and moulded an absolutely incredible woman who is the most kind and caring person I've ever met. Every single one of you has played a part in making her the amazing woman she is today, and I am forever grateful. Now, my family. You're all right, I suppose. No, but seriously, thank you for always being there for me and Erin, and always helping and supporting us. We're not the most exciting family. We don't do big family holidays or do massive parties together. But what we do have is a lot of love and respect for one another, and I wouldn't change that for the world. Thank you to my mum and dad for going that extra mile, always taking me to rugby, sorting my stuff out, and making sure I could be the best version of myself. Thank you to Col for throwing water on me to wake me up for school. That's just how every lad wants to be woken up. Thank you to Tony for hitting me over the head with a trophy and cutting my head open. I wanted to spend them 5 hours sat waiting to get my head glued shut. And finally, thank you to Rachel for being the worst teenager imaginable, so anything I did wrong really didn't seem that bad. All jokes aside, thank you all for everything you do for us. Now the thank yous are done, I want to share my side of that story of how me and Erin met in science. So, Erin started at my school in the year below me, and I got kept behind, as Jez said, because I didn't do my work. Shock. And then Erin walked in, and she sat down, and I turned over, and I knew then that she was the woman for me. She walked in, she was absolutely gorgeous, and I then seen her smile, and I knew that I just wanted to be with her. So I sat there, talking to my mate, and turning back and looking at her, and talking to my mate again, and turning round, until I realised she was just point blank staring at me across the class. So later that night, I found a name from someone we knew, and I messaged her with my best pickup line: "Are you a lesbian?" Don't judge me, it clearly worked. For anyone who didn't know, Erin, back then, she had the back of her head shaved, and she kind of looked like a bit of a lesbian. So, I just wanted to know if I were wasting my time. From then on, we started to message and started meeting up outside of school, and then she finally met my family. And the first time she met Rachel turned around to her and said, "You'll last 2 weeks." Thanks for confidence, Rach. But on a serious note, We have now shared over 11 years together, and I have loved every moment. We have an amazing little girl. We celebrated our 10-year anniversary in New York. We're now married, and we're chasing our dreams to the other side of the world, and I honestly couldn't be happier. Erin, you've made me the man I am today, and I am so grateful. I love you. Today has been amazing, seeing all of our friends and family here, as well as Brandon. We had to invite him because he's Erin's brother. But thank you all so much for coming. Enjoy the rest of the speeches, and then let's party. So please, raise a glass to me and my amazing wife, Erin. I love you, and I will cherish you for the rest of my life. Cheers.
So, good evening everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Grant, single, 6 foot. That's about all the good points about me. So, I've known Dyson for a long time now. Some would probably say too long. And after being asked to fulfil this role, I had to think very, very carefully about what I was going to say. Because, believe it or not, I want to stay friends with them both after today and also leave in one piece. Not just by the groom, but by the bride, so I'm going to take a step further. She's a little bit vicious. And I'll start, where all good stories start, the beginning. I first met Dyson at my first job at B&M. Many of you probably have fond memories, shopping the aisles for bargains after bargains. For D&I, a place dreams go to die. Awful. But at least something good came from it. The very first time I met Dee and how we met was pretty memorable, I've been told. It started off completely seriously. Walk up to him, lean on the toothpaste aisle and say, "Do you know why donuts are called donuts?" For those of you who don't know, I'll explain. It's because donuts were made by a shipmother's captain for his long voyages, and it was a fried piece of dough around a piece of walnut or hazelnut. Donuts. Donuts. Speaking of donuts, back to Dyson. So, now most people at that point would walk away, but out of either pure pity or confusion, he didn't. And we've been best mates ever since. Mainly because he'd realised he'd found someone more stupid than he is, which, let me tell you, is a monumental task. It took a lot of years. From there, Dyson did become responsible for a few of my firsts in life. A couple of examples. First of which is how to reverse bay park. Didn't have to do it on my driving test. Didn't learn it. What he didn't tell me was you have to stop at the end. So, for any of you visiting B&M Hunslet, don't worry about the bent bollard. It's Dee's fault, not mine. Second one is he introduced me to salt and pepper chips. And again, for those of you who know me, that's a fundamental part of my life. I remember going to Dee's flat for a Chinese and him asking me the fateful question, "Have you ever had salt and pepper chips?" Transcendental taste experience. Changed my life for the better. And I don't know who I'd be today without him. Probably thinner. For those who remember his Michelin Man phase, you know what I'm talking about. But I'd definitely be sadder. And almost like I planned this speech, this was the first time I'd met Erin. And I don't know if it was because she saw me as a competitor for Dyson's love, or she caught me as a bad influence, but she didn't like me from the off. So I remember one of the first times we'd all gone out together, after a light discussion, in air quotes, the whole drive home was in silence. And for those of you that know Erin, silence is not her thing, so we'll leave it at that. Over time, though, I'd say she's warmed up to me. I think we like each other at least a little bit for now. I'd say we've got a bit of a sibling type of relationship. She's found some buttons that only she can press, and it's... I'm just going to go through a couple. First of which, when you're having an argument, and I'm right, I won't say she's wrong. We can't say that one. But when I'm right, she'll say, "Grow up." And it gets me to no end, because when I'm wrong, which I am allowed to say, and she's right, I know about it for the next calendar month, if not more. And the second, believe it or not, is making me jump. Again, for anyone that knows me, I'm incredibly skittish. I jump at everything. And for some reason, she likes lurking around dark corners. And every single time I go somewhere Erin is, I have to creep around corners like in a low-budget horror. I know it's coming. I expect it. I prepare for it. I know it's coming. And then it happens. And I'm still scared shitless. Fantastic. I do know, however, I'm not special, as I've seen her push everyone's buttons in her life. Like it's a full-time occupation. I just know I fall for it more than I should. On the whole, though, I do think they're both pretty all right. Maybe more than all right. Some time has passed, and then came that message, and I still remember it so clearly. Dyson telling me his child had been born. 2.49 pounds, 8:28, 23rd of June 2022, named Addison. And on a sidebar, just very quickly, to me, Dyson, that's just a painful lack of imagination. Just call a junior at that point, you know what I mean? Why all the extra steps? What we're talking about. And I remember thinking, when she was born, that seems really early. So I spoke to the oracle in my life, my mother, and I was asking, how long are you meant to be pregnant for? And I was told it was very early. And from the moment I laid eyes on Addison in that incubator, I knew she was something special. We've made great memories since, and honestly, she's a massive credit to both Dyson and Erin in her every waking moment. She's incredible. However, I am not a huge fan of the fact that she now looks like a person and not a little doll, and the fact that she can talk back. That feels a little bit unnecessary. It really does. And this wedding is much better than the first one. First of all, venue's absolutely fantastic. And more importantly, I've actually been fed this time, and for free. As many of you know, they're leaving me to go to Australia sometime in hopefully the near future. Honestly, pretty selfish. Sunshine, beaches, a fresh start. Who'd want that? But seriously, I couldn't be happy for them. If anyone deserves an amazing new adventure, it's these two. And to finish, I just want to say this. You are both absolutely amazing people who always seems to put others before yourselves, sometimes to a fault. Opening your home to friends and family, being a shoulder to cry on, being someone to rely on. I can say with absolute confidence there is not a single person in this room that hasn't been massively, positively impacted by yourself, myself more than anyone. You both also possess an incredibly rare trait. Most people want to see others do well, but not better than themselves. Dyson and Erin only want what's best for you, no matter what their lot is in life. Dyson, you're my other best friend, you're a brother. Erin, like it or not, your family too. Addison, you completely changed our lives. I wish you all the happiness in the world as you start this next chapter together, and all the best in Australia. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of your journey so far and for trusting me with this speech. Will everyone please raise a glass to Dyson and Erin? Thank you very much.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear from another best man, Carl.
You've left big shoes to fill there, Grant. Just like to all... I don't like speeches. Everyone bear with me, please. For you who don't know me, I have dyslexia, so reading and writing isn't my strong suit, and being up here, not very easy. I would like to start this speech by thanking everyone for coming to this very special day. Before I properly get into my speech, I would like to make a quick mention, while everyone's attention, that if you haven't taken part in the scrapbook that me and Katie are doing, then please come see us afterwards. It will only take a few moments, but ensure this moment is captured for a lifetime. It is crazy looking back and realising that me and Dyson have been best friends for a little over 15 years. Where has that time gone? It doesn't seem that long ago when I've met Dyson for the very first time in Mr. Adams' maths class, where we bonded over sports and Pringles, which I had in my bag. Looking back, it was clear that the way to Dyson's heart was food, and it's still that case now. The things you bond over as kids, looking back, is silly, but for us, this memory lives on. Growing up, me and Dyson both had a paper round, and one day, while out delivering papers together, it was raining very heavily. Not wearing coats, we thought it was best to find shelter in a covered car park. While waiting for the rain to pass, we stumbled across a random card on the floor, which someone had snapped in half. Being curious, we picked it up and put it back together to read the words Bappy. Now reading it, it was just We just thought it was a silly word and kept saying it to kill time while the rain passed. For some reason, we both decided to keep half of his card. Looking back, probably wasn't the best idea as you didn't know where it came from. Still to this very day, I carry my half of that card in my wallet, now in my pocket. And whenever I open it, I see the joy and this memory comes back to me. Making me remember those days as children. I would just like to say to Erin, you are looking very beautiful today, on your very special day. When I first met Erin, we bonded over the fact that Dyson's mum didn't seem to really like us. Sorry, Deborah. However, as soon as you came around, Deborah started to like me a little bit more. It sounds silly saying that out loud, but to me and Erin, it was funny. I'd just like to thank Erin for helping turn Dyson into the man he is today. Sorry. Now, as some of you know, Erin has 3 siblings. There's Brandon, who, if any of you don't know him, he looks just like Fleabag Monkey Face. If you don't know that reference, please Google it. There's Shaden, which had a bed as a kid, but chose to sleep on the stairs. Don't ask me why, ask him yourself. And then one of the other siblings is Lucy. Now, one of mine and Dyson's funniest memories together is when we were in sixth form. We were coming out of the common room into the big massive corridor, and there Lucy was, being pushed along in the first aid chair. Big cheesy grin on her face, she was skiving. Absolute no question about it. However, that second that their eyes met, she deserved an Oscar nominee. Her hands came up like this, and she suddenly went like this. She would honestly give Stephen Hawking a run for his money. Back to my speech. I added that bit in afterwards. I think the fondest moment I have with you both is the day you came and told me that you were pregnant with Addie. I honestly didn't know how to react, as it had taken so long to finally hear the news from you both. It is clear to say that Addie was the missing part in your puzzle. But seeing you 3 together fills the room with love and joy, and the happiest I've ever seen you. On a serious side to my speech, I would just like to wish you both the best of luck on your adventure of moving to the other side of the world. And no matter the time difference, I am always just a phone call away. You will so be missed. From one brother to another, I love you. Can everyone please raise your glasses and toast to the beautiful white bride and the not so beautiful groom. All the best. Thank you.
Yes, the father of the bride, Jonathan.
Jonathan. Oh, what's that? Well, the start with mine's not half as long as their speech. So.
It's printed though.
Yeah, because I can't write. Got to piss out the agent. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know me, I am the proud father of the bride and proud father-in-law of the groom. Two of the nicest people I know and amazing parents to one of my granddaughters, Addison. Both of these young people have the same work ethic as each other, the same targets in life, and the same drive to achieve their targets. As you may already know, they are planning to move down under to Australia as soon as they can, for a better quality of life. And I, for one, think they're doing the right thing. Erin and Dyson have been together for over 11 years, and in that time they have worked hard, bought a house and raised a family, whilst also helping other people out. Having accommodated various members of family and friends over the years, this is their day, and I hope they can take away many lovely memories from it.
Until recently, neither of them were particularly big drinkers, and therefore stories of them making silly things are thin on the ground. One I remember is a few years ago, though, when they both came into the Templar pub in Leeds one Saturday night while I was there, after Erin had ordered a fish bowl of something called Purple Rain. Don't know what that is to this day. I asked her if she wanted a glass to pour it into. Her reply made me a proud dad when she said, "No, thanks, a straw will be fine." One more that I will share with you was when Erin was 15, 16 years old and we went to my friend's caravan in Inglemells near Skeggy during the summer holidays. One day whilst in the beach bar, Erin asked for a hot chocolate, which I duly got her. At this time, we didn't know about the special hot chocolates with the cream and the flakes and all that sort of stuff. But once she had discovered it, it cost me a fortune. She countered this by insisting that I have a beer at the same time, which I did with good grace. Anyway, that's enough from me. I ask you all to charge your glasses and join me in toasting the incredibly happy and lovely couple. So stand up for this one, because I've been told to ask for you to stand up. Thank you, Erin and Dyson Nicholson. Cheers. There you go. Go for that.
Don't know where you can clip it.
Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear from the bride, Mrs. Erin Nicholson.
This is shit compared to these that you've had. Are you ready? Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to thank you, not only for being here, but for walking alongside us on this journey. Today isn't just about a wedding. It's about a love story that began when we were just kids, locking eyes across a science classroom at 15. For 11 years now, we've argued over who stared at who first. I don't want to say this. And tonight, I'll finally admit it was me. Even back then, something in me knew that you were going to be important. Dyson, you are my home. You are my calm in every storm, the laugh in stressful situations, and the one who makes me feel safe no matter what's happening around us. I love your humour, your perfectly timed but sometimes inappropriate jokes that somehow always make everything feel lighter. I love that you're thoughtful, spontaneous and caring. You work so hard for our family and still make time to be the best dad to Addison. Watching you with her being playful, patient and protective reassures me that I made the right choice. She adores you and so do I. We have both grown so much. We've run side by side, quite literally, towards a healthier and stronger life and a future that just keeps getting brighter. To our amazing maid of honour, bridesmaids and two brilliant best men and the groomsmen and the flower man who stood in last minute. Thank you so much for standing by us. You've seen the ups and downs, the absolute chaos and the beauty of it all, and we're so grateful to have you in our lives. To everyone here, your love and support means the world to us, especially when there were times some people, Rachel, didn't believe we would make it. But look at us now. We've built a home, taken in family when they needed us, and raised the cutest, funniest, sassiest daughter that we dreamed about for so long. We also will remember our two babies that didn't get a chance to be here with us today. They are with us in spirit and wrapped around us like love. Next year we start a brand new chapter, a new life in Australia, a new adventure as husband and wife, and whatever comes our way, as long as it's with you, I'll have everything I ever need. So here's to us, to the end of this year and to the beginning of forever. I love you more than you'll ever know. Thanks, everybody. Oh.
I must say, I never realised I was nervous to public speak up until probably this exact moment, so here we go. And I also thought I was going to have a good speech until I saw Grant Print is here now on luxury card. So here we go.
Best means the best.
Yeah, well, there we have it. So good evening. Would it be evening now? It's dark all the time. So good evening, everyone. So my name's Ellie, and I have the privilege of being Erin's maid of honour. Although, if we're being honest, I don't know why I'm here right now, because she absolutely hated me when we first met, didn't you? So, me and Erin first met when we were very young, and my dad married Erin's auntie Helen. And for most people, they gain a step cousin and politely tolerate each other. Erin went down a different route. She was very vocal, and she was convinced I was stealing her auntie from her. And one day, this came to blows when I was minding my own business and ended up in a fist fight in a cabin that I didn't know I was about to be a part of. So thank you very much for that. But with all that tension, but somehow along the way, we reconnected, and what started as family by marriage turned into friendship and then into something much deeper. We joke now that my dad and Helen meeting was fate. Not for them, obviously, for me and Erin, because we're the important ones here. Because from that point on, we didn't just become best friends, we became sisters. Erin and I have been with each other through some major milestones. I've watched her become an incredible mum to Addie, who is now 3 and already has Erin's kindness and strength written all over her. She was in hospital with me during the birth of my son, who has Erin as his middle name. She's that important to us. She even, her and Dyson, let a heavily pregnant woman move in with them whilst my house was being renovated, which I'm sure was an absolute pleasure for them. We've also had our share of bad times together, and through all of it, we found a way to keep going is usually strapping on our hiking boots, getting out into the wilderness, and walking until things feel lighter again. And I must say, you were the only person I could spend probably 12 hours straight with never anything to run out to talk about. Erin has this quiet strength about her, the kind that doesn't fix everything, but makes you feel like you're never facing anything alone. And then there's Dyson. Erin's other soulmate besides me, but I was first, let's just say that. Dyson, you are truly the only other person on this entire planet who could match Erin's kindness, patience, and huge heart. You love her so well, and it means everything to those of us who love her too. So here's to the next chapter, to the love that grows deeper, laughter that never stops, and a life full of adventures that you two are about to impart on. Erin and Dyson, we love you both so much, and we could not be happier to celebrate today with you. Cheers.